We received a traffic complaint from the OPP, advising of a possible impairment. You're swerving in and out of lanes.
Yep.
So now I'm here to administer an alcohol screening device. So right now I demand that you provide a sample of your breath into an approved screening device for proper analysis of that breath to be made, and for you to accompany me for that purposes now.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, so I'll demonstrate it once. I'm going to turn the machine on.
Imagine you're out running errands just to get back home, and then once you get back home, you get a knock at the door. It's the police. They say that they received reports of you swerving, and now you have to take a breathalyzer test. That's the story of Micah Colbert from Barrie, Ontario. And before we go any further, I want to thank you for watching the show. Hey, it's BG. And what I need you to do is subscribe to this channel. Tap the notification bell. Make sure to hit the like button, and don't forget to comment below.
Oh my gosh, the police are really here. What the heck is going on here? Do you guys actually need backup for this?
You take one, we roll in pairs.
Michael Colbert, thanks so much for joining me on the show.
No problem. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you? Is really the big question.
You know, I'm rolling with everything that's happening.
I mean, we all saw the viral video that has now taken over the internet with your interaction with Barrie police. What actually happened?
I'm driving back home from Walmart, and I was just grocery shopping. I'm on the 400, and apparently some guy see me swerving in and out of lanes. And I don't be doing like that. I don't drive like that. I'm a good driver. But I get back home, and my mom starts screaming, "The cops are here! The cops are here! Get downstairs now, Blair! The cops are here!" So I was like, "Oh no! Like what happened? You know, is this my sister? Is there something wrong? Like what happened?" I come downstairs, open the door, and he goes, "I'm looking for Misha." Misha? Who's Misha? Or Micah? I was like, "Oh, you're looking for me? Okay." So I shake his hand or whatever. We talk, and he's like, basically, I got a call from the OPP. And they want to make sure that you're not like intoxicated or driving, you know, under the influence. And I go, "Okay, so what happens now?" He says, "I need to do a breathalyzer test on you." I was like, "Okay, cool. Before you do anything, I need to record this. This is my whole virtue." You know what I'm saying?
So, how were you feeling in that moment?
I was a little bit nervous, just because I was like, what is going on here? You know, I don't even know why I have to do this, but just record it, just because I know everything's fine. I'm not gonna get any. Like, I know it's going to be zero, so I might as well just roll with it and do it.
So deep breath in, seal, and breathe out. Hard, hard, hard. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Perfect. And it's going to think for a second, and it says zero.
So the cops are at your house. They tell you that you need to take a breathalyzer. So you get your phone, you start recording. A lot of people start doing that, especially, you know, people of color, because you never know how these interactions can go. Was that one of the motivations to start recording?
No, it was just more about my content. I usually post like every single day, and I'm posting 3 times a day, all the time. So that was just a video that I got a chance to create, and I'm glad I created it because it got a bunch of views. And I knew it was as well, too, because any video you make with the cop is down to get views as well. So, yeah, that was my mindset, just record it.
So talk to me about the rest of the interaction.
Yeah, so he displayed how to do it. In my mind, I'm thinking, yo, are you going to have me use the same one that you used? And he's like, no, I'm going to switch it out and put it in. So he puts it in there, and he puts his hand out. He's like, okay, I want you to blow in this or whatever. I go, and he says, okay, hold on, wait for it to click, and then you're going to see it come up, the number, and it comes up 0. And obviously, I'm excited as hell. I know everything's all good, you know, 0's all around. He gives me little props, a little handshake. Thank you so much for your cooperation. I appreciate it. And he was out. That was it. I mean, the cop, he came with like a little bit of backup, and I was like, you guys need backup for this? What's going on?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I mean, if he needs backup, he needs backup. I'm not going to have any way around it or feeling towards it just because it's his safety. You know, there's a lot of cops that died in Barrie, and if he needs his safety, that's all good. So, yeah.
So during that entire interaction, you never felt threatened or?
Oh, no. You know, I'm a really kind-hearted person. I'm really nice and really solid to anybody who comes in my life. So I'm just going to embrace him, embrace his fellow colleagues, and go from there, and everything was all good. Because if I comply with him, he'll comply with me like he did. He showed a lot of kindness, and I showed a lot of kindness. It goes a lot in my character, and that's just who I am as a person.
You know, a lot of the reaction on social media kind of highlighted the fact that you were so positive and you during that entire interaction, while other people would have said that, you know, if they were in that same situation, they may have acted in a different way just because, yeah, as you mentioned, there were other officers who ended up coming to the front door as well. What do you make of the reaction that you've seen on social media?
I mean, I didn't know that this may be like misconstrued or this could be like bad situation, right? So knowing that now that, well, I'm hearing that it's not illegal for them to do that. They can do that in 2 hours of you coming home. But the whole situation, how I'm feeling is like, you didn't even know I was driving. You can't prove I was driving, first of all. And second of all, if you want to give me a breathalyzer test after I just got back home, I could have been drinking once I got back home, you know? So it's a little bit wishy-washy. I was in contact with the police, and they can't give me any statements whatsoever. I'm like, what do you mean by that? I want to know, like, cutthroat, straight up, what's going on here, and they just can't say nothing. So I know the situation is really big, and that's why, but for me to know would be really important.
So we reached out to, you know, the OPP to kind of hear what they had to say. They didn't want to comment on the situation. They said that the officer was from the Barrie region. Then we also reached out to Barrie Police. And Barrie Police said that they are aware of the video that you recorded that it has gone viral online, but they don't comment on these situations. So then we also asked them, you know, what happens if, you know, people are perceived to be swerving on the road, but they go home. But let's say that you did have a drink at home, and then you had to take a breathalyzer. What would happen if you did show positive?
That's what I'm saying.
Did that ever run through your mind?
Well, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, are you guys going to arrest me right then and there? Am I going to get a charge? Is it going to be like on my record? Like, what's going to happen? And that's something I need to know. That's very important because that could happen to Johnny down the street. And I can't let Johnny have the same situation happen to me because that's just disrespectful, utmost disrespect, right? So if that can be clarified, like I said, it would be great.
Holy shit! I'm literally shaking! I'm quaking in my boots! Get them out of my freaking house!
Hey, it's BG, and I want to know, what do you think about what you just watched? Make sure to drop your thoughts in the comments below, but also make sure to check out even more great content like this video and this video over here. And if you haven't subscribed to the Brandon Gona Show, do so right now by clicking this button right here.